Hi guys, today is March 18th, 2020. Futures pointing down. Actually, they were halted for a circuit breaker because they were pointing to a more than 5% drop. So it's not going to be a good morning on Wall Street, at least pre-market. It's pointing to that fact. So yesterday was a big rebound day after President Trump and coronavirus handling team came out and said that they're taking exact measures to handle this outbreak, and they're gonna send out checks, and they will help small businesses. And actually, President Trump and Secretary Mnuchin said that they're looking for $850 billion to $1.2 trillion to help the American economy, and they're pitching this to Congress. And a lot of this will go to small businesses and just to send out checks to every adult in America, and also to airlines. So, but today it's the futures are down and the stocks are going down because more and more cases of coronavirus are coming in, and more stores and more businesses are closing, and we're not out of the woods yet. So let's jump to S&P 500, ETF SPY. Again, I told you that I'm watching this 2018 level that was set in 2018 low of let's see, of that's the $234. Okay, so it's opening under, right now SPY is opening at $236, which is very close to that price. Let's see if this holds. So if this doesn't hold, we may actually go lower if this goes through the 2018 low. So I hope this holds and we can bounce back, but we need good news on the coronavirus side. Speaking of coronavirus, let's jump into other stocks such as handling coronavirus. Let's start with a stock called HOLX, symbol Hologic. Yesterday it reported that the FDA approved received the emergency use to use their COVID-19 tests. FDA approved it, and this stock is higher pre-market, and I think after this big drop and after this news, that's not a bad place to be in. That's it's a little bit of a spec, but I think it's spec warranted to play, basically, in my mind. HOLX. Another company that's received this okay from FDA is LabCorp, okay, symbol LH. Okay, they also dropped a lot recently, as any other stock. So basically, they're trading at lower, a little bit lower today, but maybe not a bad pickup in my mind. Okay, but the stock that I want to talk about is Regeneron. Okay, Regeneron. Yesterday, actually, I saw a piece of Regeneron's top scientist was Jim Cramer on Mad Money, and that was pretty encouraging, the way he talked about some of the treatments they're developing. Actually, they're working on three things. One of them is Kevzara. That's the drug they're developing with Sanofi, symbol SNY, and that drug is treating lung inflammation, and two other vaccines or drugs they're working on. The one that they can inject the antibodies into the human body and help to fight off the infection, and the other one is that triggers antibodies in the human body. So they're saying that their clinical trials will start in early summer, but they're saying that it can ramp up very quickly. So three things they're working on right now, and it's very encouraging to hear from Regeneron. And Regeneron is actually a perfect candidate to play call spread, because the stock is trading right now at $494. So I don't want to tie a lot of capital in Regeneron, but call spreads like May or even August call spread, they're very expensive. But when you do not a call but call spread, you can limit your upside, but you actually hedge your calls. So that's not a bad place to be to play those call spreads. Okay, Regeneron. So very encouraging news. Other drug makers like J&J, for example, also is a pretty good buy in my opinion in this area. All the pharmacies I want to be in, or pharmaceuticals I want to be in, like J&J, Big Pharma. They're trading, they're opening lower, and that's not a bad pickup. By the way, they're paying like 3% dividend at this rate. Pfizer, PFE, also opening lower, but not a lot lower like everything else, just a little bit lower. And they're at this rate, they're paying almost 5% at this price yield. Merck as well, okay, 3.3% they're paying at this price yield, and GSK, GlaxoSmithKline. All these companies have something to do with coronavirus. They're developing vaccines, they're working on something with the coronavirus, and they're paying a huge dividend. Like GSK is paying 6.5% yield. That's a lot for a pharma company that's working on a COVID-19 vaccine, and it's a solid company, and I think it's a good place to be in. Okay, other companies that working on coronavirus, of course, is Moderna. Moderna, for some reason, is lower a little bit this morning, but they started human trials this Monday, I think, and they will be trading in this range. I think like under $30. It's not a bad place to be in, but who knows what they report, so you have to be careful with that as well. So another company is Inovio, Pharmaceuticals. They're trading under $7, and under $7 it's a pretty good pickup in my opinion. Okay, and the third company is that I like is Biotechnology, but it's a little bit high to me, even though the chart's pointing to that it may go even higher, but I don't know, I'm a little bit skeptical about the Vir over $50. Okay, other companies that reported is FedEx, symbol FDX. Okay, they reported inline earnings and higher revenue, suspended 2020 outlook due to coronavirus outbreak, understandable, but I'm not sure if I want to be in FedEx at this point of time. There are a lot better companies to buy in this sell-off, so I will skip on FedEx at this point. Okay, General Mills, GIS, also reported numbers. Actually beat by a penny, but missed by revenue, and they're saying an increased demand in North America for their products. It's actually dropping pre-market, and I think it's not a bad time to pick up General Mills. Okay, so Tesla had some big news. Basically, they were ordered to hold production at its Fremont plant in California because it's considered to be not an essential business. So that's not good news for Tesla, but at the same time, they were upgraded by Bank of America with a price target of 500. So that's a little bit cushioning the blow to Tesla this morning, TSLA. Okay, so other car makers like Ford and GM and Fiat, Chrysler, FCAU, they have negotiated with the workers' union to slow the production at their plants due to the coronavirus outbreak. But I'm not a fan of any of those stocks, to tell the truth. Okay, so Boeing is actually opening under $100, and they're seeking $60 billion in liquidity. And this is one stock that it's pretty interesting because I think this is one stock that the U.S. government cannot afford to go bankrupt, pretty much, because it supports like 2 million jobs and 17,000 small, large suppliers dependent on Boeing. So yes, it can go lower, but to tell the truth, at these prices, I'm more comfortable to buy Boeing here than like $350 like it was 2 months ago when people were upgrading it. Under $100, I think I can dip my toe into Boeing. Okay, and I actually started buying yesterday, and I think I might buy a little bit more today of Boeing. I think the price is pretty low here. Okay, so another company is Walmart, that was upgraded this morning by Credit Suisse. Price target 127. They're saying that this outbreak can help Walmart to capture market share. That may be true, and but I would like to buy Walmart a little bit lower than where it's opening today, 113. I think low hundreds is a pretty good buy for Walmart. Target is also in the news because they said that they're limiting their store hours, and that's understandable, allowing for cleaning and resupply. But that's not a bad place to be, like Target and Walmart, TGT. Okay, pretty good news at Apple. Actually, I have to mention, Apple reported that they have unveiled the new iPad Pro breakthrough scanner technology that can scan 3D objects. That's pretty good news because we're only talking about the coronavirus outbreak and not anything else. But for a change, Apple reported good news, breakthrough technology. Pretty good price for Apple, $240, but it may go lower actually today. So not a bad time to buy Apple. I think under $240, that's pretty good timing. And I'm watching some of the companies that are going to report today. WSM, Williams-Sonoma, is going to report after hours, and MLHR, Herman Miller, is going to report after hours. That's it, guys. That's the wrap for the day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, click the like button. I'll see you tomorrow.